got it started. See if this audio is hitting real quick.
Yeah, let me see. I can do it too. Yo, yo, yo. Let me see.
Yo,
Maybe it's my shit.
yo.
I can't. Maybe it's my. We in there. We in there. Go ahead.
All right, bet. What's going on,
Go ahead.
everybody? You guys already know the deal, man. It's your boy Official Go Getter, and it's your boy Flash. We coming at you guys with the Wealth Wednesdays, right? We coming at you guys for Wealth Wednesdays for the full circle wealth, man. Last week we ended up coming a little late, so we ended up coming back and doing it a little early today, man. Doing it a little early today. Let me make sure this screen's all right, and you guys can see me the whole time. All right, we is good. We is good, man. Before we bring these charts up, man. Mel, you got anything you want to say, man?
What's the deal for Circle Wealth, man? But last, boy, official Go Getter coming at you, man. Just like you were saying, from early today. You know what I'm saying? A little bit under the weather, man. So bear with me. You know what I'm saying? Go get in
Yeah,
here and knock
man.
this out. We gonna do what we do every Wednesday. Let's get to it. Let's hop in them charts.
Let's do it. Yeah, my guy's over here feeling sick, man. But he's still showing up for everybody, man. So that's that consistency. That's consistency. That's consistency. That momentum is key. But like we just said, man, we about to bring these charts up, man. We about to bring these charts up. The markets have been moving. They've been moving for sure. They've been moving for
Up
sure.
and down and left and right, man. It's been a crazy week. We only on Wednesday.
Yeah, it's definitely been a crazy week. It's definitely been a crazy week. You got anything? Anything you want to Well, we always start with SPY first, but I think honestly we could start with let's start with the cryptos and Bitcoin this week. I can pull that chart up
Let's do that. Yeah, pull it up for me real quick. Let's do it, man. Put it on the hourly for me.
on the hourly. I got you.
Look at this Bitcoin chart, man.
Yeah,
What
man.
is going on?
So the first thing that I'm seeing, man, is man, we out here. So I see that resistance point all the way up at 111,000, and
Yeah, that's on Sunday.
that's exactly literally Sunday. And then we had
It's on
bounced
Sunday.
off.
Yeah.
So we went as low as 99,000. I got that notification, man. 98,000, and that was Tuesday. That was yesterday. We hit 99,000, 98,000 at 1 p.m. and we bounced right back up from there, and we made it back to 103, 104. Um, man. So you being the crypto guy, what you got to say about these down times in crypto and how should people move?
So first off, I'm gonna start by saying, if you got any traders in the chat, man, and you got in while Bitcoin hit as low as 98,000, you're having a pretty good day today. Let's start by saying that. Shout out to those guys who trade in Bitcoin and trying to get their making their money. So for the guys that's investing though, on Tuesday it was a perfect. Yesterday it was a perfect opportunity for you to buy Bitcoin if you never had any, just dollar cost averaging. But we see earlier that well, let me see. This is about this is about 2 weeks ago, maybe not even that. 2 weeks ago, we was at 100,016 on the 26th of October. I'll go a little bit further than that. What I was gonna say is, in the month of October, Bitcoin had hit very close to $130,000 per token, right? So with that being said, you see the drastic moves of just within a month what crypto could do, right? And it's specifically Bitcoin, but just what the graph looks like on a monthly scale. We was up at the beginning of the month, right, and now we're down, hitting the lowest as 98,700. So for those who were able to, who witnessed this dip, man, I hope you took the advantage and bought. It doesn't matter how much you bought it. Something's better than nothing. I hope somebody grabbed a little bit of Bitcoin while it was low, and you would absolutely be up on your money today for sure. I
Yeah,
can't tell you the percent because let me see. I'm gonna go to the lowest point. Let me see how many point
I
or
got you. I got it for you.
percent.
So
Yep, yep, yep,
from
yep.
that low at 98 to now, you'd already be up 5%, right? So if you would have bought yesterday at 98 to now, you'd be up 5%. But going back to where we know we're gonna go back to, like you said, we're gonna hit that 111,000 eventually, and then we're gonna go hit that 126,000 again, and eventually hit 130,000. So that to from 100,000 to 126,000, that's 120. That's 26%. And then we haven't even hit this point. We haven't been this low since June, right? And
Right,
as soon as we hit this low in June, we ended up going from that low all the way. That's when ended up going from that low all the way to the 125,000s, right? So um, I'm with you, man. It seems like so something that I learned from Ian Dunlap, from Earn Your Leisure, the Master Investor, man. He talks about asymmetric risk, right? And asymmetric risk is when the price gets so low to the point where it damn near can't do anything but go back up, right? And this
right.
is a perfect time to
As
buy
we see
Bitcoin.
today too.
Yeah, and we saw that with Spy in the back earlier in this year, man. So this that definitely I agree, man. This is that perfect opportunity to get in. Whether you got in yesterday or even now, man, these low 100s, man. Um, and we talked about it in one of our last videos, recent videos. It doesn't matter what price Bitcoin is at, man. We all need to be buying Bitcoin. I need to buy some Bitcoin myself and just start stacking Satoshis, right? Until we get to that 100,000 Bitcoin or whatever the case may be. So I'm with that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm with that.
Also, having like a Bitcoin making these big types of moves, there's a lot of influence within the other markets or other altcoins like the XRP. You know what I'm saying? H bar, everything took a hard hit, and so not only Bitcoin, but a lot of the other crypto, you had a great chance to buy. It's still a great chance. Everything is still pretty low because it's in recovery mode, but um, yeah, hope someone take advantage. I
Yeah,
know a
no,
couple of our fuel circulars took advantage too, man.
yeah. And they for sure, because if that's the power behind these videos and behind these weekly sessions, man. We keep an update on the market, and if you following along, you're updated, and you should be able to take advantage of these capital opportunities and capitalize, man, and capitalize. With that being said, we also got the SPY, right? So we also got a pullback on SPY. It's not as heavy as Bitcoin, but definitely a heavy pullback, right? This chart is looking, you know, since Trump been in office, man. I mean, we knew what the charts was looking like with Biden, but since Trump been in office, this is my first time with him actually being in office. And last time people said it was crazy, but this is my first time actually experiencing it. Man, this is crazy. The markets move like no
Yeah,
other, right? They move like no other, and it's not even just about it moving down in a crazy way. It's also the fact that it moves up in a crazy way. It's the fact that all these different news headlines affect the market every other day, right? Um, there's just a lot going on, man. So with Spy, we had just hit that all-time high. We had the highest point at that October 29th, man. So right before the month ended in October, we had that highest point of 689, hitting 690 almost, man. Right, going crazy, So, and then we ended up having that pullback and came right back down to that 675, which is where we was waiting to break that 673. Remember every day when I was talking about, or every week I was like, man, we got this range. I'm waiting to see. Once we break that 673, we are going, man, and that's exactly what we did.
right.
We broke that 673. The companies that had earnings, all the big companies, Meta, Apple, Microsoft, I think even Nvidia maybe had their earnings already. I'm not sure yet, but man, so
Yeah, I had a question about that too.
mm-hmm.
Just specifically what you just said. about how Nvidia, Meta, Google, right? We all had these types of earnings. We had all our earnings, their earnings. Um, do you still think SPY can hit the upwards of 700 like we were talking about maybe about a month ago? We were saying what does the end of the year look like? Do you still think we have the chance to get to we see a $700 spot?
Yeah, man, I do, man, I do, and so we just had that that break out of 673, and we hit that high of 689, 690, and then we pulled back again. Um, I wouldn't be surprised if we pulled back a little bit more, right? But I definitely think we get that December rally. We get that rally because December is always a good year going into the new year. So I definitely think whether it's that low 700, I don't know if it's going to be a high 720, right? But I definitely think that we can hit that 700 range for sure. Maybe even 710 to 720 if we're feeling great, right? Um, but nah, I think
Yeah.
that's coming. I think that's coming for sure.
Also, I got another question for you too. Like, basing off of that as well, we have I think it's like 7 tech companies that are pretty big. You know, Nvidia, Google, Meta, uh, things of the sort. They're like kind of the market makers for SPY, right? Like we have all these earnings. So even when the market of all these other companies that are within the 500 S&P 500, it seems like Nvidia and those guys are they're hauling the load. They're pulling everybody else along.
Yeah, yeah, and that's facts, right? So what you just said, you hit it on the nail, man. Those top seven companies, right? That Apple, Microsoft, Nvidia, Google, Meta, and we missing two more. You can even throw Tesla in there. And I said Microsoft already. I'm missing one more. I'm missing one more. Uh, I can't remember the other one. I'm missing one of those tech companies, Amazon. But all those companies,
Amazon, yeah, yeah,
yeah, all those companies, like you said, they run the market. So the S&P 100 is based off of it's built off of a weighted average, meaning that it's got a whole bunch of different companies, right? But it's weighted, but a few more dollars and a few more percentages goes into certain companies than others, right? And the S&P 500 is weighted more on the tech side, right? So the tech companies is what pulls the S&P 500 up and down, which is why, like you said, we'll see when Nvidia, Microsoft, Amazon they have good earnings, or when one of those companies have great earnings or a great day, it pulls the market up, right? And if they have a bad day, it pulls the market down, right? So those companies they run the market, but it's they don't only run the market, they run the market because they run our economy, right? Those are all the companies that run our economy. So yeah, that's definitely a good point that you brought up. Um, so yeah, man. We at the highs in the S&P 500. We just had that pullback to retest that 673 again. And honestly, back to what you're saying about 700, because we just had that pullback and we dropped after we went all the way up and broke, and we resisted 689, right? And when we resisted 689, we came all the way back to where we broke from 673. But that ended up working as support. We resisted that as well, right? We didn't end up falling through that. We bounced. So because we had that bounce, I'm looking to see what we do this next time we get to that 689, right? If we keep heading in that direction, because once we break that 689, well, hey, that's that 700 for us.
right. Yes, I feel that as well, right? Yeah, I feel like yeah.
Yeah,
I was just gonna repeat damn near everything you just said, but yes, that was you broke it down perfectly, man. I'm not even gonna lie,
yeah, and then
broke it down perfectly.
especially with that low that Bitcoin is at, they gonna end up they gonna have a good December rally as well, right? All this shit just, excuse my French, but like if you guys ain't been watching and not understanding by this point, the market moves in cycles. We've already said it. It goes up, it goes down, it goes up. These key good assets, quality assets, they gonna fall, but they gonna come back up as well, man. So
Right.
buy that dip.
Also want to I also want to touch on how just today is like one of those perfect trading days. Like I feel like it not even like I feel. I'm looking at Netflix. I'm looking at PayPal, Lyft. there was a big dip and then a bullish trend that started at market open up until now. We're kind of consolidated now on most of the charts that I'm looking at, but yeah, just overall on the entire market today is a good trading day from market open.
No, you're right. You're right. Uh, like you said, there's been a good sense of volatility in the market, but it's not too volatile. It's just enough of that movement that we need. You could have, if somebody was in
Right.
here, if you was trading today, you could have made money both ways, whether you bet it up or bet down, right? It's just about when you got in. So yeah, today was definitely a good trading day, and we about to close in 10 minutes. So market closes at 1 p.m. every day at our time. We about to close in 10 minutes, and then so we can any before I move on to the Lyft play, you wanna touch on another crypto?
Um.
I can pull up
Let's
XRP.
see. Yeah. Let's look at XRP. They
Ooh,
went they dipped pretty good. They did pretty well.
yeah, because
Their chart looks
I
kind of
had got the
nice.
notification XRP had that dip, but if you they recovering pretty well as well.
Right. Yeah, we looking at this chart. Let's just go as far as this morning. We're price for XRP was sitting at $2.20, right? And then now we're looking up. It's at $2.37, and crypto market don't ever close, and so we're just in a bullish trend for the day overall, right? So yeah, with that being said, let me look at where we were. Ooh, see on Monday. This is Tuesday. We hit as low as $2.06. So like I said, this week has just been we seen the decline, right? Last week was also a good week. If you were for like a lot, there was a lot of selling pressure. This week there's a lot of buying pressure. So just like you were saying, are you being in these calls every week and you staying tuned in of what the market is doing and how it's moving and how you can figure out how you can capitalize. This week and last week were honestly the best weeks I've seen. And like with Trump and being in office, like you said, this is my first time with Trump in office as well. And I just started trading at the beginning of the year, so just knowing how volatile it gets, yeah, it's nothing but opportunities, man. So don't let these pass over your head, and be a sitting duck when you're watching these. You have the knowledge to get in and get out. Take advantage of those opportunities because we have things like this, where or days like this where your portfolio is up. You know what I'm saying? 6%, 7% on the day, right? Even 10%, right? I know my crypto portfolio is busting right now. I haven't even looked. But
Yeah,
I bought on the dip. You know what I'm saying? I bought an XRP at $2.08 yesterday. So I know that I'm up a couple bucks just on that XRP alone,
for
right?
sure.
And so yeah,
Because looking at
to
that
be
two
able to take
dollars
them,
from
yeah,
the $2.06 to now, we're up. You're up 15%.
come on.
So that's fifteen
Exactly.
percent.
And that's the power of dollar cost averaging too. I'm not going to go put in $6,000 in a day, right? I'm
Mm-hmm.
putting in what I can, right? My good
Mm-hmm.
10, 20, maybe even 25% on a good day, right? Like yeah, just get in where you fit in. It don't matter how you fit as long as you in there. Just get in there. It's the only thing that matters. It don't matter how much it costs. Doesn't matter how much you have. You can have $2. You buy one share of XRP, you would be up 25% today. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Money's out here. Take the opportunity.
Come on, man. We using this money to buy more money, right? Shout out to Chris Johnson. That's where we got
Right.
that from, man. Use your money to buy more money. And speaking of that XRP chart, if you're looking at the chart right now, man, this joint is going.
Right.
They
Nothing but
pushing.
up. It's straight green candles.
They pushing. They just broke that
What
that
time
two
frame are you
point
on? I can't
two
tell.
point three. You said what?
Are you in the hourly?
Yeah, this the hourly up. Yeah, this
This
hour
chart,
candle.
man.
And so that
Straight
means
up.
since we opened up this morning, they have done absolutely nothing but shoot all the way up.
Right. From the jump.
Yeah,
Straight
man.
up.
Same thing with Bitcoin this morning as well. So that's like we talk about that dip, right? Man, buy the dip because this is how you put yourself in the best position to benefit. So
Absolutely.
with
Let's
that,
one more thing. Let's look at gold real quick.
yep.
Let's look at gold and how gold's looking. we've been seeing gold. We've been seeing gold sit in the right at in the 4,000 range up until what was this Tuesday? Right up, or I guess Monday.
Oh,
Right up until
gold is
Monday, gold is sitting at 4,000.
yeah,
What you
it's
say?
low key. It's low key in the range now, but uh, yeah, gold hit a high of 4,000, like you said, 4,404, 450, 4,050.
Yeah. And then we're sitting at 3,982. Right? And what I'm guessing is, so if I'm being completely honest, I'm still trying to figure out the market of how and how gold works. And so, from my understanding, when there are assets like uh, when there are when we have bad days in the stock market, right, and we have all of these higher risk assets, people tend to sell what they have or something like that, or like just to get into a safer asset like gold opposed to crypto and stocks. And so, from my understanding, uh, yeah, my hold on. From my understanding, there's a lot of inflow of investors coming in and buying gold while at this low, and yeah, causing prices to shoot up. Am I breaking that down the right way? I feel like how does
Yeah,
that go about when people get into gold? Like what is
yeah, no,
that?
no. You broke it down the right way. Gold is literally a safe. It's a safe haven asset, and what that means is like gold is when the mark when the mark when the economy is going when the economy is fluctuating and it's looking uncertain, and a lot of people not having a belief in the economy or whatever the case may be, like you said, people go to gold for that safe haven asset, right? So a lot of big money players are going to gold because gold is backed by its own value, right? Gold isn't backed by how well a company does. It's not backed by how many people like crypto, right? Gold is always going to be a safe haven value. Usually, gold moves like gold doesn't move as quick as it does, has it been doing, right? But because the economy has been the way it is, gold has been moving crazy because, like you said, a lot of people have been taking their money and putting it there because they feel it's been safer. So you broke that down right.
And looking at this chart, right? What month is that right there? Let me go look on. Let me fix it on my end. That's the beginning of is that say May right there? We was sitting stupid low. And
Oh,
just what number is that right there? I can't see it.
which one?
Yeah. Where you drew the graph at? What's the percent on that?
At the very bottom?
Yeah,
Oh,
from
the
May.
percent, the
What's that
percent,
percent?
yeah, the percent since from January 2025 is 68%.
Jeez.
Yeah, gold is up crazy this year.
Oh, it's moving. Yeah, and is that if I'm not mistaken, that's because we have the tariffs going on as well as Trump being in office and things like that.
Yep,
This
yep,
is
yep.
yeah,
The tariffs.
just like you were saying.
Yeah, just uncertainty in the economy in general is what that causes people to go to that gold, um, and I believe that the 4,000, the number that we're seeing right now, represents an ounce, an ounce of gold. So if you want a full
Yeah,
bar, however many ounces are in that bar, you're gonna have to pay 4,000 an ounce. So gold is real valuable right now,
right.
real
Seeming like a
valuable.
great place to park your money.
Yeah, because if you look at the
This
chart.
also goes to show like there's. What you saying?
Go ahead, brother.
I was gonna say this. Just I was gonna touch on the fact that there's so many opportunities for you to make money and yeah, put yourself in position for the future. Having assets that grow over time, not only just stocks and crypto, but also safe haven assets like gold and even silver. Right? We don't really touch up on silver, but gold is parabolic. There's no telling what the silver chart look like.
Yeah, nah, for
Right?
real.
So just being able to take advantage.
And yeah, that's facts because Like there's no excuse, right? America is a place where you need to buy assets, right? And they have a plethora of assets that you can choose from. If you don't like stocks, that's okay. You can buy some crypto, but if you don't like crypto, that's okay. You can get some gold. If you don't like gold, that's okay. You can stick to just real estate, right? The goal is to have all of them and own as many assets as you can, right? But if you don't like some of them, if you don't feel confident in some of them, that's all right. Just choose your poison
Yeah.
and build your position. Because if we're being real, if you were so, if you were somebody, if there was three of us, right? You got me, who, if I just said I'm only going to invest into the S&P 500 for my whole life, that's it. And then you got you, and you say I'm only gonna invest into Bitcoin my whole life. That's it, right? And then you got the other person who says, "Hey, I'm only gonna invest in gold my whole life." Nobody there is wrong. We all see returns over time. We all took our dollar and built our position and invested into it, right? Nobody's wrong. So
Right. And then everybody's winning too, because everybody got a piece of something. Right?
everybody's winning.
Better to have something than nothing. Exactly.
To the
Everybody's
best
winning.
way.
However you slice it, no matter the returns, nothing.
Exactly. Went into the best way that makes sense for them. Because the person who got the S&P 500, me, if I just invested in the S&P 500 my whole life, I like that slow but surely growth. I might make a little bit less money, but I know I'm still going to be up, and I'm okay with that. I don't got to deal with all the risk and the strain on my mental. You may be somebody who like, man, I'm trying to hit, right? I want a little bit extra
Right.
money, more money. I'm willing to take a little bit more extra risk, right? But I believe in my asset, And the other person with gold is, hey man, I'm just gonna buy this value and let it go over time because I want something that's actually backed by something I feel safest with gold because it feels more tangible, right? So I'm saying that to say there's different investments for the person that you are, right? This is why different investment styles exist. So yeah, yeah. So I'm gonna move on to that Lyft play because I've been talking about Lyft.
Yep, yep.
I told you guys a minute ago that I've been in my swing play for Lyft. Man, I got in around October 10th. Um, I got in around October. I got in at October 10th, and where was we at? I got in at like 1999, right? And since then, Lyft been in a range. Lyft been in a range all year, all month, brother, all month of October. Here's the thing: I saw a profit. Um, I've saw a profit. I've lost profit, right? But I've kind of stayed in that range. My contracts were only I only bought one contract for Lyft actually. So this contract was only 150, right? Right now I'm sitting at break even, but Lyft has earnings today, right? So look, y'all, we've been playing in that range. You see that, we've been testing that resistance, we've been testing that support, we've been testing 1950, we've been testing that 2080. I've seen my profit. I've been up 23%, but I want to see how these earnings goes. I got into November 14th. So even if these earnings don't go the way it's supposed to go, it's still got time for it to come back up, right? That's the beauty of having a swing play. But right now, Lyft is at, oh shit. Okay, wait a minute. Lyft market just closed at 1 p.m., right? Lyft releases their earnings results after market close. I just got the earnings results, or it looks like the earning results are in. They're moving up. They're moving up. They're moving up. Oh, okay. We're moving back down. It's fluctuating, but basically, hey, Lyft is lifting. We got that play in. It's been moving. I just wanted to talk to you guys about the play. But Lyft got earnings
God.
today. I'm looking to. I'm just looking for us to hit that break, man. I'm looking for us to hit
Yeah.
that break. I really want to see that $23, man. I think we can hit it once we break that 2021. I really want to see that 22, $23. So that's my target, right? That's just another from where I got in at. That's a 15% move, right? And this is an options play, so that's some bread right there. We're gonna take that
Right.
money.
Your 150 is looking like 15%. What is that
Yeah.
about? No, I ain't pocket watching. I'm just trying to do numbers. I'm a
No,
numbers
no,
guy,
I know.
right? If we ain't,
So the thing is, I can't even tell you what it is because the percentages work different for options. So if it moved 15% for the shares, that could be 75% for options. Like 15% for
Wow.
options happens way okay. Now we moving down. These guys is killing the game. But yeah, man.
Yeah.
Um, we're gonna see how this lift play do. But I'm not hopping out early. I'm gonna let it do what it do. I could have took my profit.
Yeah.
I could have just took my profit or just broke even earlier today. But we've been talking about this, and I want y'all to. Is this an example for not only for everybody, right? How I handle
Right.
it, right? How I've been handling it, whether it's a win or a loss, you guys are gonna see the results, and that's that. So yeah, that's the lift play
Well,
for
yeah,
you.
right. And then it's like really a full circle moment too, because the entire month of October, you said you got another 10. We we Lyft has been a segment, right? So
Mm-hmm.
we looking at Lyft and what we can do. You also you got in at like in a at the bottom of that range of that 1990. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And so honestly, I see what you see, bro. Nothing but growth.
You
These
feel
these
me?
is that
It's nothing.
22, that $23 lift. I feel like that's very tangible,
And we
extremely
was just
tangible.
we was just there, and they beat their earnings more often than not. So we just got to see. We just got to see what happens today, right? Post market.
We are
So
falling though.
we are falling post market. It's killing the game right now. We testing that 1950 right here. I see some new news though. Um, Lyft partners with United Airlines, allowing Mileage Plus members to link accounts in the Lyft app to earn and redeem miles for rides, enhancing customer travel experiences. Hey, we are falling. Let me get out of this Lyft chart. We at 1930 right now, post market. I don't know what's going on.
1913.
1911. We's falling.
Shit. Yeah, get out of that. Yeah, we look,
Contract
yeah,
is
look
not
somewhere else.
contract is not doing too well. You feel me?
Let's move on to something a little more. Let's talk about Netflix.
We can talk about Netflix.
Let's talk about Netflix. And
Yep. Let's talk about Netflix because Netflix is supposed to be having that split soon. Ooh, damn! Lyft just hit 1895. All right, y'all. We ain't gonna look at it. We gonna make sure that we all right. That's how you handle
gotta
it.
check the portfolio real quick. Right, right. Nah. We're gonna see. This is gonna be a better day tomorrow. We ain't even worried about post market. You know?
That's how it be.
Yeah,
Post market gets you, and plus, there's a whole bunch of scared people right now.
yeah. The market there's no telling.
I ain't
It's
one of them scared
unpredictable right now.
folks. Yeah,
Shit, right. We riding waves around here, man.
yeah, for sure. So right here we got the lift play up, man. I mean Netflix. We got the Netflix chart up. Netflix announced a 10-for-1 split, man. So they're gonna be giving you 10 shares for one share that you already own. If you own one at $1,000, you'll get 10 shares at $100. Um, yeah, Netflix is killing the game. Netflix is up. How much this year, bro? 45%
You see,
in the last year.
45% on the year.
Yeah, from
Power of
from
stocks, man.
for real. The power of
And
stocks and the
Netflix
power.
is in the Nasdaq, right? They're not in the 500, right?
Yeah,
If I'm not
they
mistaken.
they
They're
are
they're in the Nasdaq.
I think they are in the S&P 500.
Oh, okay, okay.
They do it. They do have a little percentage in there. They do have a little percentage in there. But yeah, no,
Yeah. So yeah, talking about that split, right? Go ahead. Was you about to touch on that?
nah. You go ahead. I'll touch on it after you. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. All good. Yeah. With Netflix doing a 10-to-1 split, man, and we have the price of one share of Netflix is 1,900 or 1,094. With that being said, so a 10 to split, that would be a dollar. I mean, 109 per share after the post split, right? And so it's not that it's like a what it from my understanding it what it is it makes it a lot easier for retail investors as well as other people to or as well as other investors to get a piece of Netflix because it's sitting at $1,000. So with that being said, the it's a lot more tangible for you to own a share rather than you owning a fraction or even a half of a share, right? And so with Netflix, it's doing it. It seems like it's it's a great opportunity for investors, but on the company side of things, I feel like there's going to be some type of like backlash or like some repercussions to them doing the split. Maybe like maybe them having to. I don't know. I just feel like I feel like it's a good and a bad thing. Like I feel like it's disguised to be a good thing for retail investors, but I feel like there's something else underlying that we're not seeing or that I'm not seeing personally.
Yeah,
Like
and you're
why? What is the significance of a split? Right? Like for them, for Netflix, what do they gain and lose?
so basically Netflix, like you basically right. Like it is a good thing, but it also comes down with its negatives as well. And one of the big negatives is the fact that a lot of the times stocks don't tend to move the same way after the split. They don't trade the same way after the split. Um, Not to say that uh, uh, Netflix is going to be one of those stocks, but that's kind of like a consistent thing when it comes down to stocks who split in the market, right? They end up moving a little bit different afterwards, um, and they'll have a pullback afterwards, typically, right? Which isn't always bad, right? So if Netflix were to split and it's $100 a share, like Nvidia did it when they did their $1,000 split, and they split it up into 10, it ended up becoming $100 a share for Nvidia, and um, it's still a good stock, right? But it had that pullback for a minute, and then it came back up. Um, so really, I don't know all the negatives off the top of my head besides the fact that most of the time it doesn't trade the same way. It may not move the same way,
Yeah,
right? But it definitely gives an opportunity for us as retail investors to definitely get up in there at a good price and not have to pay $1,000+ for a share. Um,
right.
so yeah, I'm gonna have to do some more research as to like all the negative consequences. But the only thing I could think of is the fact that their stock may fall for a bit afterwards, and then on top of that, yeah, that's all I got. That's all I got.
Yeah.
Thinking on the business side of things, I mean, there's definitely some things that we can assume and think of. You got anything though?
I was gonna say comparing it to Nvidia for, specifically. Right now, I'm looking at the Nvidia chart,
Mm-hmm.
and or just as a company overall, we know what Netflix is, and we also know what Nvidia is. Nvidia is right. So with that being said, Nvidia is the leading, you know, what I'm saying, semiconductor producer or GPU producer, right? And their market cap hit five trillion, right? They're the leading tech company when it comes to computing, but um, I hear talk about it being overvalued. And so, what would that look like for Netflix? I have no clue because there's for just like you're saying, Nvidia did the 10-to-1 split while it was $100, it was $1,000 a share, but they're up now. The one share of Nvidia is 195, right?
Yep.
Post market 194, but um, a lot of people say and speculate that Nvidia is overpriced, and so I wonder what that would look like on Netflix behalf because yeah, just like you were saying, it's $1,000 share. Makes it hard for people like us to get in there.
Yeah.
Harder.
Yeah, and that's a
Yeah,
good point.
longevity. We'll
That
see.
that's a good point because you know, because if Nvidia and Netflix, two very prominent companies. I was gonna use the word important, right? But Nvidia is important. While Netflix ain't really important, right? But it does make a impact on our lives, right? So with these two companies being prominent, right? Um, Nvidia's recovery, like you said, it may not. We don't know what it looks like for Netflix. We don't know if they recover the same way Nvidia does, right? Because if they do that stock split, right, and then you got the people who the investors who were holding that high amount that were um, that had a little bit more money, the investors who just got a little bit more money, right, and make a little bit more money and have a little bit more money at the risk, they may be saying, oh well, wait, after this stock split, I don't want nothing to do with all the other people getting up in here, being able to manipulate the stock, being able to trade it, and all these things. Now it's more affordable. This was this was a good stock for me. Now it may be turning into something that may be a little bit more volatile, or and that may cause them to sell, right? Because they don't know what to expect. So after that sale, I'm hearing you, man, because if Netflix hits that $100, but then they fall to 75, $80, do they recover the same way? We don't know, right? Are people gonna go into there and invest the same way we did with Nvidia? We don't know, right? It may stay in that range, or it may fall even lower. So I think that's something to keep in mind for sure. Um,
Absolutely.
yeah, I looked up a few things. I put it in the chat GBT. So here are some potential cons for Netflix 10-for-1 stock split that are worth considering, right? So the first thing is the fact that it doesn't change fundamentals, right? So while the split will reduce the share price and increase the share count, it does not change the company's value as a business. It doesn't change their revenue. It doesn't change their earnings or their growth, right, prospects. For us, somebody that who relying on analyzing companies and trading, this means you shouldn't treat the split itself as a catalyst for a change in the business, right? Your thesis should still be based on fundamentals, right? Like streaming growth, margins, and business. So one of the first things is the fact that it doesn't change the company, make it better or worse, right? It's still the same company, right? That's something that we can keep in mind. Number two is that it can increase volatility, like I was talking about, right? Lower per share price often attracts more retail investors and retail trader activity that can lead to larger short term swings, both up and down, right? So that's a good one. And here's a good one: risk of expectation mismatch or buying the event. Because the splits generate buzz, now the stock is more affordable. Some buying may be driven by expectation rather than new business strength. The risk is if the business doesn't deliver or if broader market conditions sour, the post to split enthusiasm may wane. Right, so those are a few good points.
Yeah, and so what I the part that I like the most was when you said when after the split. It kind of like what you said before. You had went on the chat. You were just saying like with the volatility of the share or of the company. I mean, and how it fluctuates. Um, I feel like yeah, those are yeah.
Oh, you can't even see it. But continue, brother.
Yeah, I was just building off of what you were saying, or what chat was. You said in chat, just putting themselves in a position to putting investors in a position to do get more shares, but also on the business side too. I'm pretty sure they have like sports and like pay per view events coming to Netflix. I know just recently on the 16th of September, Terrence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez fought, and it was pay per view for free on Netflix. So just you having a subscription to Netflix, you got to watch this pay per view fight. So we have that's very nichey, but when it comes to something like that, and we have say like concerts on Netflix. I'm giving them ideas at this point, but concerts on Netflix, right? We got maybe even art shows or whatever the case may be.
Yeah, with
I
the
feel
with the
like,
VR,
yeah,
Netflix,
see,
Netflix and
VR
Meta
too.
partnership.
Is that real?
No, no, shit. It sounds like something that can be
Shit,
real.
right? No, for real. I was gonna say I
Hey,
got to
my
searching
boys.
immediately because whoa,
Hey, but look, man. Lyft beat the earnings, man. Lyft beat the earnings.
he said lips.
They beat them
Yes, sir,
earnings.
man.
They hit as low as $18 post market. Now we back up to 1980, right? They announced partnership with United Airlines. Look, man, we about to see. I'm
That's
not. I'm
hella
not
funny.
going. I'm not going to say it's going to take off, but we gonna see what happens, right?
Yeah,
We gonna see what happens, right? But yeah,
I'm
man.
excited. I'm excited for you too, man.
You say you what?
I said I'm excited for you too, man. Just this roller coaster of emotions just within this last 10 minutes, man.
You
That's
feel me,
just
man?
it's funny.
It
It's
feels
hella funny.
good. I've been waiting for this.
Right.
And I've been. This is my like. This is my first. One of my first swing plays in a minute, right? Because we were so focused on that
Trading.
NT5, that futures trading, um, which
Yep.
which which we still on. We about to get back on that, but definitely good to add this to my arsenal as well.
Yeah.
Get back in that swing trading. So yeah, man, this was a good one, man. Before we wrap it up, brother, you got anything you want to say?
Yeah. One more thing about Netflix. I googled, like I said, as soon as you said Netflix and Meta, man, it really triggered something. I googled it immediately, or I
Yeah.
chatted. It says Netflix is shifting from streaming service to a media infrastructure, and they're
Mm.
not trying to compete with Hulu, Max, or Disney anymore. They're trying to own the delivery system for digital entertainment. So it says that they've acquired multiple gaming studios called, with two to name, Night School Studio, excuse me, and Spry Fox. And so it says they're building a cloud gaming model, same way Microsoft did with Game Pass, accessible straight through the Netflix app. Long term meta, Netflix becomes an entertainment hub, one login for shows, games, live events, and maybe even AI driven content creation tools. So, man, this is why this is real full circle. Well, shout out to Official Go Getter because Netflix is from the partner with Meta, bro. You giving these guys
This
business
is
ideas.
crazy.
This is gonna be insane.
This is crazy. So
It's just
yeah,
it's
man. We
like a
we was
big monopoly too, because
yeah, real
Netflix
deal.
play a good part in a lot of places. Like Netflix is huge, so this is this is this is
and
insane.
and it's dope to see them. It's dope to see them continue to just work on that growth because Netflix could have stayed a streaming service company, right? They could have definitely
Right.
stayed that company. So I think after we was talking about it, right? We was talking about getting to that point to putting up for a share for you guys, right? And Netflix. So Netflix is now going to be added into the FCW portfolio.
Yes,
As
they've
soon
been
as
promoted.
yeah, as soon as we get that split, we're gonna be investing in the Netflix, right? And you guys, we'll be trading Netflix. We gonna because like you said, Netflix. It's dope to hear that they're expanding, but then they're really a monopoly. They're really monopolizing this
Right.
streaming services, uh, because they don't compete. Disney don't compete with them because they can't compete with them. Hulu, who the hell watches Hulu anymore? Remember when the Hulu Netflix was a
Come
thing?
on, man.
Who won that? Netflix
Right.
won that. Blew them out the water at this point. So,
Come on now.
and then Netflix got better with putting the better quality TV on there. So yeah, man, Netflix is they doubling down.
On top of that, they're moving, so it's like a bigger player that because Boo blew out the water. Fuck is it Disney Plus? Let's talk about like a YouTube or something like that, right? Where YouTube is like another powerhouse for media. So you can go to YouTube, not necessarily for not they're not for movies, but they're really it's more of a content base.
Mm-hmm.
So but they're blowing people like YouTube out of the water because it's a subscription base rather than on YouTube where the YouTuber like the content creator can put out their own program for subscriptions rather than Netflix being a whole subscription based platform. So
Yeah,
a,
that's
a,
facts. Like
like a
yeah,
competitor for YouTube, they're blowing them guys out the water too. Netflix got to step up their game when it comes to, what I'm saying, being a media infrastructure as well because we got Netflix. What? Why would I go on YouTube if I can Google how to cook on Netflix? If
yeah,
that were to be the case, right? But I could. There's a cooking show on Netflix that I'm subscribed to. I pay $14 a month. I can go on YouTube. It's free, but it may not be everything I need. I'm trying to make some succotash or some, what I'm saying, some jambalaya, whatever the case may be. But Netflix got me. This is we're moving in a crazy place, man.
yeah. That's
I can't wait to see what the
that's
future holds.
definitely a good point because no longer is Netflix competing with those guys like Hulu and Disney, the streaming services. They're competing with YouTube, which is a big. That's on a big scale because YouTube been big for a
Right.
minute and haven't had any competitors for a minute, but now
Oh shit! Hold on. Pause on that.
yeah.
Pause on that. Post market lift.
Hey,
We
hey, I've
sitting
been
at
trying not to say nothing,
$220.
man. I've been trying not to say nothing. I've been trying not to
Dog.
say nothing. We about to hit 21. We about to hit 21 on you guys.
That's hella funny.
I ain't hit 21 since I
That is
got into
hella
the
funny.
play. I'm about to be waking up tomorrow
Good
feeling
shit.
great.
Right. Portfolio looking great.
You feel
Righteous,
me?
man.
And if I would have,
I'm
bro, the thing is, so that's why you trust your, you trust your skill, you trust your play because I could have got out right before market close. I would have broke even. I paid 150 for the contract. I would have got out at 150. I said, nah. Not only did I have faith, but it was the fact that I had I had faith because of the research that I did, right? So my faith wasn't coming
and
from
discipline was the word you was looking for. Sorry.
yeah,
Not even mean to cut you off, but discipline.
yeah, discipline in my research, the discipline in my research because I could have just got out of there, but I was confident in my own research. So I'm saying that to say, be confident in your own research, be confident in your own um, knowledge
Ooh,
when you put
shit,
that
we had
play in.
21.
Man, I'm trying to, man. Look, Robinhood, they ain't even showing me what my profit
Uh,
looking like right now.
he
They is
came.
not showing me.
Oh my goodness, that's hella funny.
Ooh,
That's what I'm talking about, man. You know what's funny too? I've had it up this whole time. I got it on split screen, so I'm watching it. I really watched it from the night, bro. I know you got it up too, bro. So we just talk about Netflix. It's hella funny. We had 2110
we
too.
at
Shout out
2110.
Full
We finna
Circle, man.
a big gap in the morning, man.
Right,
Big
huge
gap.
gap in the morning. 20. You might see a $27
Shit.
Lyft play in the morning, man.
Hey, for real. Hey, and if that's the case, shit, me and Mel, you guys might not see us next week. We'll be in fucking Puerto Rico
Right,
somewhere. Shit.
right. We in Dubai, bro.
I don't even got
Come
my
on.
passport yet.
Yeah, yeah. No, we definitely going to Puerto Rico. We don't need one for that. We straight there.
You don't
That's
need one for
that's
PR?
dope. No, I think they're a part of the U.S.
Oh, that's crazy.
If I'm not mistaken. Let's not just sit here on the damn
No, I'm about to look it up for you.
the damn sit on the live stream and just be completely wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, it's a U.S. territory.
Nah,
Damn,
you do
bro,
not
they
need a
just be going
passport. We
around.
going to Puerto Rico, bro. We be out here.
Why the hell does U.S. own these guys anyway?
You know, that is a great conversation for another one Wednesdays because that is an extreme rabbit hole that is not for the weak.
I feel you, bro. Bro, acquired from Spain in 1898, bro. I must have not paid attention in history class. We gotta. This is crazy. Hey, but look, man, that was Wealth Wednesdays for you guys, man. It's your boy Official Go Getter. Um, it's your boy Official Go Getter. That was both Wednesdays for you. It's your boy Flash.
Yeah, Bros had lost the words. He can't. That lift going down. He can't even. I feel you. It's your boy Flash, man, coming at you with another one Wednesdays. I'm glad we broke down things that we talked. We're seeing growth in the market. You know, everything that we talked about earlier this month playing out as well. Just feels good, man. So keep tuning in. We're gonna be here every Wednesday. You know how it goes. See you guys next week. Full circle out.
Yep, full circle out, man. Hey, catch the playback. Follow us on Instagram at Full Circle Wealth _ right. Subscribe to the YouTube. Playback's gonna be on the YouTube at Full Circle Wealth. We got you guys next week. Hitting stop stream. We out.